hungover Soho. It's always the morning after in London's crooked square mile, where anybody can get away with almost anything as long as they don't frighten the horses. Last night's libertines are still snug in their beds as the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery, on their early morning exercise, start to stir some of the 6,000 residents of Soho. Frankie Blake is a retired wrestling MC. He's 78 and he's lived here for 40 years above the Venus Rooms. How has this place changed, this building?
Oh, when I first came here, there were 8 whores living here, 4 by day and 4 by night. And they used to hustle in and out, in and out, in and out. And then the fellow that owned this flat, he got charged with living on the immoral earnings. So he packed the flat up and I got the flat and I moved in. And very said Jack Robertson, a bunch of Greeks came along to terrorise me out of it. So I wouldn't have it. And gradually we got rid of them all. But it was in those days, the birds used to hustle around the street. It was wonderful. The one that used to live down below here, she called herself Fifi, beautiful girl. Lovely tight skirt. She used to walk out the flat, down Dean Street, along Shaftesbury Avenue and back. And within 2 minutes, she found a geezer, and she used to say, "Hello, monsieur, follow me." And there she was walking along with a little bottom, go click, 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 click.
Every so often, well-meaning people set out to try to clean up Soho. Nobody ever succeeds for long, and so the sordid bits continue to flourish side by side with a new generation of village people.
Donato?
Yes.
Jonathan?
Yes.
Where's Aminata? She's not here, is she?
No.
Georgie?
Yes.
Well done, that was lovely. Mei Ling Yun, are you here?
Yes.
Good girl. Jason? Are you here? You're not here today? He's not here today, anybody?
The Beer family has been in violins and cellos in Soho since 1892. Some of the world's greatest musicians buy here and bring their precious instruments to the repair room upstairs. The hallmarks of a Beer's craftsman are delicate fingers and nerves of steel.
It's certainly one of Stradivarius's nicer instruments, made in 1721, when he was about 77 years.
Do you know what it's worth?
Certainly over £100,000, I would think.
Do owners sort of hang around while you're doing this sort of thing?
We don't encourage it, especially not when you open an instrument, because it goes on the nerves of these people. People are very much emotionally involved in their instruments, and hearing the cracking noise of the joints parting is not very nice for them. So you don't really encourage them being here while this is going on.
Soho is two-faced. It's traditionally a centre for arts and crafts. It's also a hotbed of sin. These three musketeers, familiar with most of the rackets, are goodies trying to sort out the baddies on their beats.
Spectres come and go, but I'll be here until can't find anything to criticise about it. That's excellent, girls.
Primary school teacher Nick Blackbeard, a newcomer to Soho.
Look, you're missing a bit of a gap there. You should have chosen a slightly longer brick there to go at the end, shouldn't you? Right, it doesn't matter. Just bubbles up the cement. That's good, Jen. That's excellent. I never really knew of Soho before I came here. It just, I expected a load of strip clubs that everybody else does about Soho, you know, a grown man's playground. But when I came here, I was really surprised, you know, it's totally different.
How did you cope with all the different nationalities?
Well, when I first came here, it was a real difficulty because of language difficulty. But since then, it's excellent. There's a great mixture of people, a great variety of cultures, a great wealth of everything. Once they get to the school and the mishmash of doing all the work, you find that they all get along perfectly well. There's no differences among them.
Can we play snooker?
Yeah.
Where do you live, Nick?
Just next door. I'm a part of the school, really. Housing association. So housing association.
Nice views?
Pretty original views, I should think. I look straight over the Swedish strip club, which is dead opposite. That's smashing, mate. That's smashing, yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Do you keep your curtains drawn?
No, they keep their curtains drawn.
I want to do it.
Most of what's left of the British film industry is run from Soho. Today, sound effects are being dubbed onto Dance with a Stranger. It's a serious movie.
Okay, dog at 27.
The grande dame of sound effects is Beryl Mortimer, 25 years at the game. Dogs and their habits are a cinch. Today's real challenge is synchronizing the unzipping of a banana.
The dog pee was fine, Beryl. Just once more for the banana, thank you.
Thank you, darling.
Do you get many phony strads come in here? People thinking that they've got the real thing?
Not so much strads, but quite a number of phony, supposedly Italian instruments of other make.
It is making the most
it is an easy one.
noise.
It is an easy one, though, so far. We go once more. Both
You can't do that. You
both
don't-
people doing it.
You don't want the two children first.
But now I'm actually being able to pull the table off. And this is it.
Is that the label?
And here we've got the original label. I should dust it a little bit to make it easier.
It doesn't look much, does it, for all that money?
Well, it looks dusty and not it doesn't look like much inside, that's quite true. But they are rather precious things because of their sound and their origin.
Was your heart beating any faster when you did that?
Perhaps a little bit. Thank you. More like an Alsatian, mind you.
What's the daftest sound you've had to do?
Daftest sound. We've done some today, but what would you say the daftest thing we've been doing? What, fly on the ceiling? Like that, if they crawl or do anything. Yes, we've done spiders, we've done any animals at all. We do elephants, horses, you name it, practically every animal we cover to do. We do practically all types of dancing. Oh, dear, I don't know, what else do we do?
Running?
Screaming, crying, airport announcements if necessary. Practically anything if it moves.
Well, that's your speciality, isn't it? Airport announcements.
Well, I don't like to talk about that, darling. Yeah.
In a workshop that could have stepped out of a Dickens novel, shoemakers are fashioning wooden feet. The feet are filed away, ready for orders for handmade shoes and things called trees to keep them in shape. Got any famous feet here?
Well, we have Frank Sinatra's are just here having some trees made.
You can have a look at his feet.
Of boots. His feet, they're quite normal feet, quite nice feet.
Quite small feet, aren't they?
Well, I guess he looks big on television, but I don't think he's particularly a big man. They're just dainty feet.
And are those his shoes?
Well, these are his boots, presumably.
Oh, they're built up.
Well, it's got 1.25 inch heel, maybe. Not much more than the normal heel.
Quite a lot more than the normal heel.
Well, I had a man come in once, and he said, I'd like a pair of lasts. And I turned around to get my stuff, and I turned around and he'd gone. And I looked down, and he was down here. He'd taken his shoes off. He'd come in with a 5-inch heel shoe on. He'd taken them off. He wanted another pair of lasts made with a 6-inch heel. And that's what I call a built-up heel.
Shoemakers have occupied this building since 1872. Expensive, these shoes?
They're about £500 a pair.
£500?
Yeah.
In the shop?
Yep.
What do you get for them?
Usually I get, it depends on the shoes, but between £50 and £70.
Somebody's making a big profit somewhere.
Oh, I should think so. I'm not.
At the top shelf, you've got shoes which look like they're all the same.
They are, yes. This man has, when he orders in 4s. Maybe 4s or 5s, and they're all the same. He had crocodiles, they were all the same. He had red pair, they were all the same. The different colours, all the same. And this is his black patent pair.
Who's are they?
They're a man named Adnan Khashoggi. He's a
well-known rich man.
Well, yes.
Why would somebody like Khashoggi have 4, 5 pairs of shoes exactly the same? What's the point?
Well, I don't know for sure, but I have heard the story that he has 1 pair for the various homes he has. 1 pair for Saudi Arabia, 1 pair for Paris, 1 pair for London, 1 pair for New York, 1 pair for Los Angeles. And so he doesn't have to...
Permanently there, you mean?
I expect he has them permanently there, and then he doesn't have to carry a lot of stuff when he moves. He just goes there and his complete wardrobe is already present, ready for him to wear.
Kill, boy, kill. It's a good job this dog's dead. Last year this dog walked 1,000 miles for charity. It was a greyhound when he started off. Go on, give him a smile.
The French pub, established in 1914 by Victor Bellamont and now managed by Gaston, his son.
You always get a kiss for that.
It's a world-famous watering hole with colourful customers and a landlord who can regale them with juicy stories.
I've been here all my life. And I can remember Soho during the Sabini troubles and the Mancini troubles and the Red Max murder troubles and the prostitute murders, the silk stocking murders. I mean, this is an area, and undoubtedly, possibly without us knowing, some of the victims and possibly some of the perpetrators were customers.
Never changes, Gaston. This always looks, well, never dirty, but always looks the same.
I'll tell you why. Clientele is 98% regulars. I mean, it's very rare I look around and see a stranger. A stranger sticks out like a proverbial sore thumb. And they won't have any change.
Give me a tonic one.
I mean, when we get a decorator in and he says, what colour do you want the ceiling done? I say, match that. Nicotine cream.
Thank you, sir, very much. Yes, Ed, can I help you? Eddie?
For 38 years, Alfredo has been opening the doors at Kettner's. Edward VII lingered here with his mistresses. Now it's a fast food restaurant. But in between shifts, some of the old style is retained. Alfredo leaves the door and takes to the floor. At 77, he's a real trooper.
Il mare quanto è bello, spira tanto sentimento, come il tuo soave accento, che me desto fa sognare. Come il lieve sale dal giardino d'orange, un profumo non uguale.
Did you have any training as a
I
singer?
never had any training, but I always sang, and I'm still singing now because I enjoy it. When they ask me to sing, it's like an autograph to a film star. The pleasure is mine to sing.
Do you get to sing with anybody famous?
Oh yes, I sang with Alice Faye. And the song I still remember. You never know just how much I miss you. You never know just how much I care.
Did she sing that with you?
Together we sang. Together. And I sang with Sinatra too. Mira il mare quanto è bello, spira tanto sentimento.
What was he like?
Nice fella. And he said to me, what is your name? Alfredo. What have you been doing all your life? Have you been sleeping? That's what he said to me.
Sleeping?
Sleeping, because my voice, he was really, well, he enjoyed. He said, he had a voice, you should carry on singing. But I didn't. My profession is this one. So I didn't bother to.
Were you as good as him, do you reckon?
Nearly is good. And I sang with Peter Ustinov. Peter Ustinov, I sang, O Sole Mio.
He's Russian, Peter used to know.
Yes, but he speaks 14 languages. He spoke Italian with me, really fantastic. Better than myself, honestly.
Non darmi più tormento.
Officially, this is L'Escargot. Unofficially, it's Eleanor's place.
He doesn't actually, you know, he's a very genuine person. The opening night's on September 7, you don't want to wait that long, do you?
Although she's never had her own restaurant, Eleanor has been drawing customers to Soho for 30 years.
Well, when I came out, I thought, I wish it was my place.
Do you regard it as your place, then?
I feel it. I feel like a mother that's got a bigger house. All the children have come back. They tell you the good things, the bad things. I mean, it's not necessarily they tell you all the good things, but you've got to be able to listen if you've got time. It's very difficult to remember everybody's name, but I always feel that's not important. A face is important. To remember somebody's face, that they've been here last year, this year. Lovely surprise. Wonderful.
It was so great.
7 years?
At least, I'm sure.
Where have you been?
I'm living now in Amsterdam, having a naughty and wonderful time.
Oh, great.
If you're looking around the restaurant, can you tell, say, a married man who's with a lady and trying to keep it very quiet?
More or less, yes. But as again, you just keep it to yourself.
How do you know?
There's little things that do happen, you know, and the way they treat them. There's always that something extra, little special that they want to do.
Do you mean they're nicer to them than if it was their wife?
I think sometimes, yes.
Alors, c'est fini. Mesdames et messieurs, s'il vous plaît. Alors, les jeux sont faits. Rien va plus. It's too late now, ladies and gentlemen. It's all past time. It's all over. C'est liquidé. Finissez, s'il vous plaît.
When the pubs close, the drinking clubs open. One of the oldest, the colony, was founded by a legendary lady called Muriel Belcher. When she died, the throne by the bar was inherited by her protégé, Ian Board.
Hello, chaps and chapesses. Sign your lovely members in, guest in, dear. I think it is the oldest one. The gargoyle over the road, of course, was about the same period of time. Yeah, then, of course, it's now finished and it's I don't know, a tit show or a cabaret show or one of those sorts of things.
I haven't spoken to him since it's off. No, he's incognito. He's gone off to Cornwall.
Go together?
Yeah, so the son says to me. I'm glad to get him off me back, and to tell you the truth, I was a bit disappointed when I did.
Muriel started it in 1948, and I met her about 46 or 7, and when she started it, I was working as a commis waiter at the Jardin de Gourmet, which was then the smartest, most sophisticated restaurant, theatrical restaurant in the West End. And she used to go there a tremendous amount with some of the richest and most famous, successful people. There was a tingling of the theatrical amount of people. A lot of homosexuals, as they were known in those days, because the word gay was not quite known. There was quite a lot of those about. So the police one day tapped me on the shoulder and said, oh, my broken shoulder, must be careful. Too many of those in here. I have to sort of sort it out a bit. And she had that marvellous magic. She was an extraordinary woman.
Do you miss her?
Desperately. I dream of her constantly. Almost every day I dream of her. I think she's always in this room with me.
Tea and the odd tot of sherry for the senior ladies who attend the Charles Norton Day Centre. Flo, who's 79, and her sister Winnie, who's 72, have lived here all their lives. Was Soho a bit of a naughty place in the early days that you remember?
Yeah, nice naughty, not evil naughty like it is now.
What do you mean by nice naughty?
Oh, how can I tell you? We could walk around, we could go out of an evening and not be afraid to do so. I wouldn't go out now of an evening around here. No way.
Well, the girls used to do their trade on the corner of the streets, like, you know, lovely silver fox furs, and they were smart, they were lovely. They really were lovely girls, they really were. And, I mean, they always thought of the old people around here and the children, didn't they, Flo? Mm-hmm. You know, and giving them parties Christmas time. Yeah. They really were really lovely girls. Mind you, there was the odd one or two down Lyle Street or something like that, that when we were young, like say 13, 14, looked at them, they used to say, who are you looking at? You know. But, you know, you say, well, you know, and walk on. But even then, they weren't nasty, and there was nothing nasty about them.
Did you know any of them?
Well, yes, we what was a couple we knew, wasn't there? Yeah. Ginger Ray we knew most around here.
Who?
Because I had Ginger Ray, because I was a publican's wife just round the corner, and she used to come in, and we used to say right from the beginning, now look, Ray, no nonsense, behave yourself, you just have a drink, if you interfere with the gentleman, out. And she behaved herself absolutely beautiful, she really did, didn't she? She was just down the road here, she lived over an oil shop a few doors away from here, on the second floor. She got murdered, but they never found the culprit. Never. And then there was another one that got murdered over the barber shop, wasn't there, in Lexington Street? Another one there, but we never knew how much.
I used to play the accordion at Rainbow Corner in Piccadilly Circus for the Americans, and never got magged or anything with my accordion over my shoulder, and it weighed 32 pounds. I still have it, a Delapaye, but I don't play it because I can't carry the weight, you see.
Soho's day workers start to pack up and the night shift moves in. It's not easy to guess who does what and where. Karen, for instance, a keep fit fanatic, cycles to and fro between customers.
I can make £6 an hour about the way I do it. And I work about 3 hours a night, and I can quit whenever I like and come back whenever I like. And I've got lots of projects, like I'm doing some writing right now. So it gives me a lot of spare time and a convenient money source.
You're not the sort of archetypal type of stripper, are you?
I'd say there's a small percentage of strippers who come from middle-class backgrounds and went to university, but most of them are working class, and that's fair enough to say.
Did you go to university?
Yeah.
What did you do before you were stripping?
I was teaching high school in Canada, taught English and history. That's all.
What do you think of the people who come to watch it?
I try to take a very generous attitude. I try very hard, because the more generous I can be and the more witty and good-natured, the better a side I bring out in them.
Do you mean you have fun with them?
Yeah, I try really hard to have fun with them.
But how sexy do you try to be?
None whatsoever. I work as hard as I can to be asexual and funny.
Soho by night, the wicked lady everybody is familiar with.
As far as I can gather, the word Soho actually came from when they used to hunt here, when it was wide open country, and yoicks, tally-ho, Soho.
People are still hunting in Soho.
Oh, they hunt for anything, yes.
In the olden days, the police knew every girl on the street, where they lived, what they used to do. And it was, well, you knew where you were. Now you don't know what you're getting. They've got all sort of exotic names on the doors, like Fifi and Celeste and all that. They all come from Wigan or Lancashire. Hey, what do you want, love? Hurry up, I'm reading paper. It's all a con.
Well, of course, it isn't what it used to be, but it never ever was what it was, really.